Hi everybody, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen and I'm going to show you how to make this rainbow unicorn cake. Now just like always, if you guys need any tools or supplies, if you check the description below, you'll probably be able to find something in the links I provided you. Okay, now to make this very pretty unicorn cake. I'm going to start with the horn and the ears since they're going to be made out of gum paste. This is going to be the horn. I took a long piece and I rolled it until it was very nicely tapered, nice and thin on one end and nice and fat on the other. I'm taking a wooden cake dowel and I am just coiling the horn around it. See, that's all I'm doing. Just wrap it around, wrap it around. When you get to the end, just slide it up to the top if you didn't do that already. And close it off on the top, kind of cap it off, twist it around so it closes on itself. You see it like that? And cut off any extra lump you might have on the bottom. And there you go. You just have to be really careful when you do this to make sure it stays graded. So that way it's thicker on one end and it goes thinner on the other one and you don't have any, wrong sized lumps in the middle that throw it off. It's hard to do. It probably won't be perfect like this one. This one's not perfect. I'm just adding some water between the coils to hold it in place. And then I stood it up to dry in some styrofoam. I made the ears here. I just took circles, cut out 2 circles out of gum paste that I rolled, maybe quarter an inch thick. It was pretty thin, but not crazy. I'm using my 2 little spreaders there, smoothers, to make tapered points toward the end. They're not real pointy though, because I'm keeping it soft and gentle. I'm using that thing I had just to dry them so they dry with a little bit of curve. This is going to be the center of the ears, so again, I cut out 2 circles. They're smaller, and I'm tapering up on the one end so they're shaped like teardrops. And now I'm using this gold mist. It's something I found in Walmart, I think it was. And it's an edible spray, gold shimmer spray. So I sprayed the inner ears and the horn, as you see there. And once they dry, then you're going to add the inner ear part to the outer ear. So I just used a little bit of water and centered them as best I could and pressed them down and waited till it was time to put them in. But there you go. Now I'm going to show you how I did these rosettes. I took a whole bunch of different colors and stuck them in my one pipette bag. I used blue, purple, pink, and white because the colors for the rainbow unicorn were going to be soft and pastel-y, not like hardcore Roy G. Biv in it. So I just stuck them all in. I just took big scoops, stuck them all in the bag all together. And I didn't care if my colors were uniformly coming out. You can see they're all there in that swirl I made on the table or on my counter because that's where I practice, right on my counter. And so it was fine. If you're going to want your colors to come out uniformly, then you're going to have to use a different technique where you use each color in a bag and then put all those bags together into another bag with the tip on it. I didn't do that here. I just wanted color, so that's what I'm doing. And also when you make the rosettes, you're going to see it's just a swirl. That's all it is. The main trick is keeping the icing coming out evenly and keeping your rosettes the same size. That's where it gets kind of tricky. So you start at the bottom and then you work your way to the top and you kind of stagger them in between each other. So you see how they're going between the ones below them? And that's all you have to do. You're going to end up with little spots between them sometimes here and there. And then you're just going to use your same star tip that you got there and just pipe a little dot of a star inside just to fill in the gap. And that's all there is to it. That's how you make your rosette cakes. See? Pretty, colorful, nice, right? Okay, this is going to be my top layer. I don't know if I mentioned, I had just white iced both the cakes and stuck them in the fridge. So they're super cold and very firm. For this, I just took a spatula that I got from Atico. I don't know if you guys know that brand. It's kind of small, but they have some really nice stuff. But anyway, I'm just taking my colors, my blue and purple and pink, and smearing it on. I didn't worry about the white because my cake already is white. So I just worried about more getting the other colors in there. And once I felt like I had them, enough slopped on there, I'm using my spatula to just kind of start spreading it. Because I want some of the white to show through a little bit here and there, I'm not going crazy on making it nice and even. I just wanted a good blend of colors. That's really all I wanted. When these people ordered a rainbow unicorn cake, they freaking got a rainbow unicorn cake. So here we go. All right. I've already mentioned I'm using my spatula to smooth it off. To make it a little neater, I'm using this tool. I don't know what it's called. A buttercream icing smoother. That's what I'm calling it. Anyway, I'm using that to just kind of finish off the look, make it a little bit smoother there. And again, not too worried if the white showed through. Now I'm going to show you something really cool. This is an easy way to make eyelashes for these cakes. I'm using my circle, one circle, and I made a cut above and below on the gum paste, you see? So that one end is pointy and the other one is fatter. The other end is fatter. And I just flipped over the one I made to get the size right. And you can see in the center, toward the center of each one is pretty narrow. The end flares out bigger. If it's too big, trim off the extra like that. And now I'm going to show you how to make the eyelash part. Straighten out the one end, the fat end. Cut down the length maybe a quarter of the way. And lift it up a little bit. So you're going to see it again. You're going to straighten that. Cut into it a little bit and then just lift it up, and already you got the eyelashes going. See? Lift it up. Now that part you lift, the straightened part, curve it back down, trim it off at an angle so you get a point again, and trim it off so it's the same length as the top one. And boom, you just got some really pretty eyelashes. So yeah, with a circle cutter and a knife, you can make really pretty eyelashes. I stuck these on with a little bit of water. And when you put them on, just make sure you lift the two ends so that they curl up. See, lift and lift. And there you go, right? Like easy and cute. All right, now we're going to get into filling in the mane. I used, I had 4 different tips. I filled a bag with each color, the white, purple, pink, and blue, with each tip. And I just start piping, and you just go splat, splat, splat all over the head of your unicorn. You're going to cover the entire top of the cake, the back of the cake, and you're going to give her kind of like a little bit of a widow's peak in the front. And you know, you can do whatever you want, but I go down on one side so her mane kind of comes down and wraps around almost like Elsa's braid, how she always wears it over her one shoulder. That kind of an idea. So we got kind of an Elsa inspired rainbow unicorn cake sort of thing. But yeah, so you see I'm using a different tip here. This is the purple. I'm twisting as I did it. I'm using the white now, different tip again, just making coils or blobs or kind of poos and like little poo emojis. Just start filling it in. So you're going to go, like I said, fill in the top, fill in the back, fill in the side a little bit, fill in the other side a lot, and give her that little bit in the front between her eyes. Here's another size, another tip, and just filling it in, making, I don't know, kind of almost like meringue drops or whatever they're called. Yeah, that's what I mean. And anytime you see a spot, just plop, fill it in. Just keep filling it in. And if you have any holes or anything you see that need to be filled in, just go back and add more. Now I had some of the rainbow mix left in the star tip that I used to make the rosettes, so I just made some big piles right on top. And the idea with the mane is to really pile it up, make it kind of thick, lift it up off the head so it's a little bit more three-dimensional than just flat on top. Just keep going with it. If you feel like it needs more, build some more. Like you can see how much thicker this has gotten. It's gotten a lot bigger over time, and I just keep going. And if I see anything that's missing, I just fill it in. And if you end up filling it in too much that you start to lose the little individual ones on the bottom, go back and add more. Like you can't really add too much to the mane. And speaking of which, I went ahead and added some metallic pearls now to it. I had some pink and blue metallic pearls, so I'm like, all right, why not? We're going to jazz this sucker up. So I'm just putting one on the tip of some of the, I don't know, flowers, let's call them. And yeah, it really jazzed her up. She is very festive, very rainbowy. If you're super ambitious, you could make some gum paste or royal icing flowers, like some roses, to really accent this different details you put on. And once you're done, stick your horn and ears in, and you got a rainbow unicorn cake. And it's really pretty. It was a huge hit. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe because it helps me. Check out my other videos if you don't mind. And as always, guys, thank you for watching Caketastic Cakes.